Hello everybody and welcome back to the channel, welcome back to another Crafty Simulations video here in Microsoft Flight Simulator 2020. So, if you watched the previous video, you have just watched the DA42 by Cows latest update talk, going through the patch notes, what's included, and what Cows has done to this amazing twin-engined aircraft. Well, today is going to be the flight of the Twin Star. It's going to be a local flight. I am going to fly to an area that I haven't actually flown to in a channel yet. I normally fly out to Wickenby. I've flown obviously out to Waddington, which is exactly where we are. Currently sat here on a nice wintry day, or autumnal day. It's quite cold. But yeah, I'm going to take the Twin Star to for a flight. It's a very quick flight, but we are going to fly it anyway, and we're going to fly to RAF Coningsby, which is also in Lincolnshire. Thought I would show off the new update. Also, this video really serves as a reminder for myself to get into the bloody continuation of the Crafty Simulations UK tour, which I was doing in this aircraft, the Leading Edge Aviation Twin Star. So I haven't done that. I have been very busy. Work, life, internet, new simulator. Oh, it's just been an absolute nightmare. I have not had a chance to sit down and go through, because when I do a Crafty Simulations tour flight, which I think we left up in Scotland, I fly the route beforehand off camera to check that everything's happy, everything's working, everything looks good, all that sort of stuff, and then I go into doing the video. I just haven't had time. So this is a reminder for myself to get on with the rest of that tour. So I am going to get onto it. But we are here at RAF Waddington in Lincolnshire, and we are going to be flying up to RAF Coningsby. So if we move inside, yes, so let's turn Trackir on, make sure everything's happy, or as happy as anything can be. We'll have them back off, back to that position, thank you. So yes, let's get this aircraft back up and running and on our flight to RAF Coningsby. In fact, I've done one flight so far in the new updated version of this aircraft, and I must say, I was quite impressed. So let's clear that, and we'll go into our I accept responsibility, I will not crash, I will not be a Burke warning. Yes. So, right, let's have a checklist. Oh, do we have to go through this? Do we have to? No, I think I actually want that of... Oh, I can never remember this. I wanted to go through this. Go to next checklist. Yes, that will do. Oh boy. Yes. Give up with it. I absolutely give up. I had the checklist all up and running before, and I've no idea. Right, anyway, we're going to flatten the battery if we're not careful. So we'll have position lights on, please. That is indicated as on. Parking brake is set. PTO heat is off. Engine master left and right is off. Engine key position is set to neutral. AV on. Avionics even is off. Lights are indicated 3 green. We are on the ground. Gear is locked down. And indicating down, I should say. We have fuel pumps are set to off. Flaps are up. We have not got a route set in because we know where we're going. What else we got? Alternators are set on, that's correct. The ECUs are set to auto, that's correct. Yeah, that's correct. Just checking that. So that's all happy. No smoking, alternators, fuel pump, the way our correct fuses are all in and correct. All modelled in the sim. Right, we are looking good for an engine start, so we'll have that centralised. Thank you. split my throttles, get to about where I want to be. Fuel pump is on. Engine left master is on. Looking for the light glow plug warning, which is just there. Once that goes, and that is off. We're clear on the left, clear on the front, clear on the right. Brakes are set. And we'll shut that all up. We'll have avionics now coming on. Have some heat coming into the compartment. And we'll do rinse and repeat for the right engine. So we shall have right master on. Looking for the right glow plug to go out. And it has. Clear on the right. That's the new engine startup system there. You can just see the right engine hung a little bit on its startup. Right, so we have that set.
System test, okay.
Should have fuel pump on for that. Let's set up this, set up GPS, transponder, squawking, 7000 set to on. We'll leave that where it is for the time being. So we are looking for this new screen. So de-icer. Did we not put any de-icer in? Uno momento. Not 200. That's better. Right, so oil temperatures are starting to come up. Load is at 5 and 3, that's probably correct. RPM is 870, 770, that's correct. Oil pressure is in the green, that's good. Oil coolant level is coming up. Gearbox temperature is coming up. Won't start the taxi until we're in the green. Fuel system and reset. 5.4 hours of service time, that's right. And we're showing good fuel in both tanks. Okie dokie, so we'll get that off for the time being. Can't remember off the top of my head what Coningsby's call sign is. I think it's Echo Golf X-Ray Charlie. I think. Quick Google. And it is. Right, so flight plan. Wrong button. Let's just zoom this in a bit so you can see. Drop down one, so we are currently sat at Echo Golf. X-ray Wilco. Correct. Where are we going to be departing? Runway 20, I think. Entered and correct. Entered and we're not going to do an en route. So we want Echo. Too far. Golf. X-ray. Coningsby. Great distance. You can't remember off the top of my head what the runways are for Coningsby. We'll leave that as is. I know which runway I'm going into. So flight plan is set and correct. So we'll have a look at our T's and P's. So coolant has now come up, gearbox has now come up, oil temperature is still in the yellow, but that will come up obviously as we get high power settings. Might want to set that. You don't really want to start a taxi until the gearbox temperature at the very least is into the green section. Autopilot we will set for 3,000. Flaps one stage. And confirmed. That's better. Right, so we have coolant is still happy. Gearbox temperature is now where we want it to be. That's all right. So we'll have tax lights coming on, strobe lights will come on later. Just running through the last of the checks. Okay, set, ready to roll. Control check. Brake check. Clear to join main taxiway. We're just going to park ourselves a little bit off the taxiway to do our run up. Parking brake is set, turn clear at the rear. That's good. Alright, so gearbox temperature, like I say, is in the green. That's where we want that to be. Oil temperature's just come up now on both sides. That's fine. So we shall do our run up test. So parking brake is set. Click in the imaginary spot. We'll do that twice. No issues. Basically what we're doing there is running up both ECUs, both engines, and cycling through them, and just basically it's an automated program that the DA42 uses to do its run-ups. So landing lights are coming on, strobe lights are coming on, that's already on, that's already on, fuel pumps are set and on, flaps are one stage, gear warning, that's happy. Clear on approach. Clear on the runway. Final checks. Trim is set. Fuel tanks are set. Fuel pumps are set. Flaps are one stage. Got plenty of runway. Pitot heat is on. All avionics is set. Navigation is set. Altimeter is set. Artificial horizon is set. I like to have the alert section on just in case we do have any issues on the takeoff. So we do have plenty of runway here at RAF Waddington. If we do have any issues, anything over 80 knots, we will complete the takeoff. Turn around to come back in on 02 if we have any issues. If we have a 2-engine issue, we have plenty of runway to get back down on the ground, assuming we're taking off around 80 knots. So that's it, park and brake set, just checking the instrumentation, and the buttons are right in my joystick. Throttle set. There's 70. There's 80. 90 and rotate. Positive rate, tap the brakes, gear coming up. Gear is up, lights are out, flaps now following. Up on the left side, and up on the right side. Instead of making a left-hand turn and turning straight towards Coningsby, we are going to do a right-hand turn, and we're going to let the autopilot basically do this. So autopilot is now coming on, and I'll climb up to 3,000. Switch to heading mode and let the aircraft do its turn. Landing lights, taxi lights off. Fuel pumps off. Probably doing that all in the wrong order, but hey ho. Joys of simulator. That's the warning to say we're 1,000 feet underneath our desired altitude. You may have noticed as well, in the previous few videos, I was having a shading issue. The shadows were all jaggedy and basically the simulator had managed to swap a few settings around, and I was running at a lower shader limit than what I normally run at. The simulator, I think, goes up to 4096, I think, and in my view it's not particularly good enough. So a quick trip into the aircraft config file and a little update. I don't know what I'm running now, it's 9 something I think for my shaped shadows, so the lines look a little bit more realistic. So up at 3,000 feet. Transponder, we probably should have really switched that over to altitude. Get rid of the alerts. And we'll start our swing round to get onto the magenta line for Coningsby. Once we level out, we'll switch over to nav hold, which means the aircraft will now sniff out the magenta line itself and latch itself onto. Get my coffee. Always fly with a coffee. Absolutely love this aircraft, I really do. I think it's a fantastic aircraft here in the sim. I think it is one of the best twin-seaters twin-engined aircraft we have here in the sim. I've always been impressed with how cows created this aircraft. It's not like they went out and created a lot of aircraft. They are in cahoots when releasing it as single-engined DA40, I want to say. But this has been steadily fettled and improved over the time. See if I can bring that checklist up again. That's what I wanted. So now we want descent and approach. Right, so landing data, don't have. Altimeters 2 already set. Com nav FMS set. Not bothered. Safety harnesses are connected. Adjustable backrests done. Parking brake check released. checked and released. Oops. Rudder trim, gear warning lights set, landing lights on. So normal approach, fuel selectors checked on. And fuel pumps checked on. We're not doing an engine 1 approach. Right. So we're now at the stage of doing flaps, gear and a rudder trim, which we'll do on the approach. Autopilot coming off, flight director coming off. This is a downloaded scenery for RF coding speeds available on flightsim. Or was available on flightsim.to. I don't know whether it still is. So it is a little bit different than the norm scenery. Make a pass over the runway and enter into a right-hand descent and approach, or right-hand circuit. So, clear to enter right-hand circuit. So what we've got on the checklist so far: flaps down to landing position, gear down 3 green, so flaps down to approach, flaps down to landing.
Check gear.
Gear going down.
Check gear.
Rudder trim not required. Alternate air is closed. Check. Pitot heat is off. That's the after landing checks, don't need them yet. let's swing ourselves in. Check flaps down, flaps down. Thank you. Gear is down, 3 green. And a very good landing for me. So we could have really backtracked back up the runway. This will give us time when we go back up the taxiway to the left here to complete our after landing checks. Right, so we shall have string back up strictly. So alternate air is closed, correct. Pitot height is off, correct. Flaps are selected up and confirmed up. Both sides. Check. Fuel pumps are off, 1 and 2 off. De-icing systems were not on, correct. Landing taxi lights as required, so we'll switch to taxi lights, landing lights are off, strobe lights are off. So, parking check. So welcome to RAF Coningsby in Lincolnshire. Not a place you normally see a DA42. Home to the RAF's Quick Reaction Alert Force of Eurofighter Typhoon jets, which would be based over that side of the airfield, the QRAs. The RAF also having a northern force up Lossiemouth? Yeah, Lossiemouth, where obviously up in Scotland, where they'll be having Typhoons based there as well. But of the active fighter jets in the Royal Air Force, you're looking at Coningsby and Lossiemouth. might have to do a scenery tour video of Coningsby. It is, like I say, I think this was available on flightsim.to, but I'm not sure whether it's still available. I think it is. Or a version of it will be. I have been here many times, obviously on the outside of the base. I do a bit of photography for aviation, and Coningsby being my second local RAF base, Waddington being the local base. I do spend quite a bit of time up here taking photos of the Typhoons and any visiting aircraft. You can almost hear the sound of these aircraft. They do make rather unique noises. I'm not going to park up with the shelters. I think I might look a little bit out of place. What I will do is park up near some more classic aircraft, because not only are Typhoon jets based here at Eye of Coningsby, but the BBMF is as well, the Battle of Britain Memorial Flight, which is based in that green hangar there. Shame that the creator didn't put a rendition of the Lancaster sitting outside or a Spitfire sitting outside, but it's good enough. Brakes on. Parking brake is set. Right, landing checks. Where was we? Not landing checks. Parking brake is set. Power levers set to 10% for 1 minute. They do this to weirdly cool down the engines, so we'll go past that. ELT has been set and still, well, ELT is there, not being played around with, that's correct. Engine systems page checked. T's and P's are all still good. Engine fuel page, what are we doing that? Avionics master switch set off. Electrical consumers except ACL, strobe, tax lights are off, strobe lights are off, position lights are on. ACL strobe is off, that's correct. Interior light is off. It is. Start keys removed. That'll do it, we're not going to run it for a minute. So, left engine off. Right engine off. That is set. Start keys removed, we can't do. Electronic master switch. Right, so just check everything else is all off. Fuel systems are all off. That's all off, that's all off. Flaps are set up. So there we are. Welcome to RAF Coningsby in Lincolnshire. A little flight, but a little bit of a reminder of just how good the DA42 is by cows. Absolutely amazing, absolutely fantastic. I will be getting back into doing the CraftySimulations tour flight in this very aircraft, the leading edge aviation DA42. So stay tuned for information on that. I might even start that up next week. Anyway, I hope you found this video informative. I hope you found it fun. If you've got any questions or comments about the DA42, about Coningsby, about the scenery, I will link both the aircraft and the scenery even in the description. So if you are interested, and I can get hold of the RAF scenery, I think it's still available on flightsim.to. If it is, I will link it. If you are interested in twin engine aviation, then the DA42 is a fantastic aircraft to learn in and a fantastic aircraft to fly in. So, like I said, any questions or comments, bang them below, and I will see you in a future Crafty Simulations video very, very soon.